This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, residents of Lincolnville are still in shock following a homicide that happened on Friday.
Our Matthew Juronsic has more.
Friday evening, the Waldo County Sheriff's Office received a 911 phone call reporting an unresponsive male at 54 Thorndike Road in Lincolnville. After searching the property, sheriff's deputies found 37-year-old Kevin Currit deceased. State police detectives later arrested 47-year-old Matthew Pendleton.
When I first learned of it, I was pretty shocked, to be honest. We're a pretty small, close-knit community.
Detectives and evidence technicians with the Maine State Police worked throughout the weekend conducting interviews and analyzing the scene. After an autopsy was performed, the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner ruled the death a homicide.
We were actually scratching our heads trying to figure out exactly the last time something like this. None of us can remember. I can't certainly remember. My family can't either.
This time, the cause of death is being withheld as requested by the Attorney General's office. Even though the incident happened on Friday, residents are still processing the news.
It's still really a shock because, we are such a close-knit community. Seeing, friendly faces that you know, and then they're involved in something tragic like this, it's pretty hard to take.
Pendleton is set to be arraigned Tuesday morning at Belfast District Court. Reporting from Lincolnville, Matthew Juronsic, ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Meanwhile, a routine traffic stop this morning escalated and nearly took a tragic turn. Our Devin Dagnold was at the scene.
According to officials, Stephen Larrabee of Brooks, Maine, was stopped by Belfast officers for a license plate violation. During the stop, authorities began to suspect Larrabee was impaired by drugs or alcohol and asked him to step out of the vehicle. Larrabee then reached for what authorities thought was a handgun. When authorities backed up from the vehicle, Larrabee sped off and began a low-speed chase through Waldo County.
One of the Waldo County deputies was able to actually spike the vehicle. The vehicle continued into Plymouth Village and eventually it became disabled in the middle of Moosehead Trail.
According to the Belfast Police Department, after stopping, Larrabee barricaded himself in his vehicle and informed authorities that he had a handgun. Officers negotiated with Larrabee in an attempt to get him out of his vehicle and at one point used a flashbang to distract him. Karen Brainard lives in a house on Route 7 and was able to watch the whole event unfold.
It became apparent pretty quickly that the person in the vehicle wasn't going to get out, and so the police officers were trying to get him to put the keys out of the car, and he seemed pretty agitated, yelling and screaming at the police officers that he didn't want to be hurt, and they kept assuring him that they weren't going to hurt him.
After several hours of negotiations, Larrabee was safely taken from his vehicle and detained. He is currently facing charges including operating after revocation, violation of conditions of release, failure to stop for law enforcement, and felon in possession of firearms. We were able to get in contact with Larrabee's son, Matt Larrabee, about the situation, and he is stunned, to say the least. Matt Larrabee says that although his father has had problems with the law, it's never escalated to something like this. Matt Larrabee attributed his father's erratic behavior to PTSD from his military service and head trauma. Stephen Larrabee is currently being held in Waldo County Jail and is scheduled to be arraigned on March 3rd. In Plymouth, for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The president of Northern Light Acadia Hospital and senior vice president of Northern Light Health will be stepping down. Scott Oxley has been with Northern Light Health for 30 years. President and CEO Timothy Dentry called Oxley a tireless advocate for Acadia Hospital, its employees, and the hospital's role in the community. Oxley will be moving on to become the president of the Galen Cole Family Foundation. He officially departs Northern Light Health on May 1st.
Well, today, Senator Angus King talked about what he called his eventful visit to Ukraine. When Russia invaded Ukraine, many had anticipated that the conflict would last just a few weeks, and yet the war has persisted for nearly a year. Senator Angus King says the main purpose for his trip to Ukraine was to get a true feel for what is actually happening on the ground there, and as an act of accountability following President Biden's release of billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine.
Very rough. A lot of casualties, almost like trench warfare in World War I. Some very serious battles taking place right now.
Well, King says U.S. aid is vital to suppress Vladimir Putin's push to reestablish the Soviet Union, which he says would have lasting negative effects beyond European borders.
In other news, a $3.9 million grant will boost the town of Patton's effort to build a new library. The grant is part of the fiscal year 2023 government funding package. Senator Susan Collins visited the town today to help celebrate. The group Friends of the Veterans Memorial Library are spearheading the effort to build the new library. The library has been temporarily housed in the Lumberman's Museum since 2020. Prior to that, the library operated in a building that was constructed in 1848 as a Baptist church before being signed over to the town. They say the new facility will provide more computer workshops for all age groups while also offering outdoor equipment to community members and tourists. The Friends group also hopes the new facility can host small nutrition and cooking classes to teach youth healthy habits.
Well, tonight, concerned parents, citizens, and school leadership for the town of Herman will gather for a meeting regarding the school library policy on books that some say have inappropriate content. They are hoping the school will opt to review the policies on content for books within the libraries and implement what they call content standards. A group of parents have been pushing for the changes because they say there are books in the library that contain sexually explicit material that is inappropriate for students.
This is not about banning books. This is about creating a standard here in Herman to protect our children from sexually explicit content within our school.
Well, that meeting is slated for 6:30, so just a short time from now. Tonight at the high school auditorium, you can find more information on the Concerned Citizens of Herman Facebook page.
Northern Light Main Coast Hospital celebrated the grand opening of its new birthing center today. Hospital leaders held a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the Dixon Family Birthing Center in Ellsworth this afternoon. Hospital President John Ronan says the new birthing center is family-focused, featuring labor, delivery, and recovery suites with plenty of space for a support person to stay overnight.
Delivering a baby is one of the most important things a mom will do or a family will do. Having a great space to do that in a private room and not having to move after delivering a baby was something that was important to us.
The new birthing center will officially open for business tomorrow. So great addition to that community there.
That is definitely exciting news. And, you hear so often about rural hospitals closing, maternity wards closing as part of cost-cutting measures. So it's great to see that spaces are actually opening up that will make it even more comfortable for women to bring children into this world.
Absolutely, and to have those there to support them as well.
Absolutely. That support person, very, very key.
Yes.
All righty. Well, also key to our daily existence, the weather.
Yeah, indeed. Today, pretty nice day out there, all things considered, with the sun. We're really feeling that. Helping to warm things up a little bit.
A little slick here or there if you're walking around. And let's turn things over, take a first look at our forecast, and see what's coming our way in the next few hours.
All right, Beth and Peter, thank you. Happy Monday. Your first weather is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC. Okay, temperature-wise today, 31 here in Bangor. The average high being about 26, 27. We were all above that today. Millinocket at 26. So a very nice day for us today. It'll be a nice day for us tomorrow as well. Okay, so we had lots of clouds, then some sun, then some clouds. There's a lot of stuff to the west of us now, but this will all miss us. It's going to fall apart tonight. We're actually in a drying out trend tonight and have some dry days in store for tomorrow and Wednesday before our next weather system gets in here on Thursday. So our forecast then tonight, though, is partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies for a while, and then decreasing clouds towards sunrise with low temperatures hanging out in the 20s. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and Peter?
All right.
All right. Well, at least it's consistent overnight.
It is consistent, yes. A lot of twos right there. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, a small town is on the edge due to the continual decrease in affordable housing.
And we'll tell you how a former Maine police officer is finding a new calling as an author. Those stories and much more after this.
Making the time to be together.
Supporting local business. Starting a college savings plan.
Expanding our brewery.
Buying our first home. Giving back any way we can.
With big offerings and local bank support, we can help in more ways that really matter.
Toyota's all-wheel drive vehicles not only conquer the elements, Toyota conquers its competitors by sheer selection. You see, Toyota has 20 different all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive models. That's more than Subaru, more than Honda, more than Jeep. Conquer most anything with a tough Tacoma 4x4, the best-selling midsize pickup for 17 years, and named best truck among midsize pickups. See your New England Toyota dealer, your all-wheel drive headquarters. Toyota, let's go places.
Living in Maine, many things stick with you throughout your life. If you're far from home or you're missing those things, then Box of Maine is for you. Shipping nationwide for corporate businesses or individuals, Box of Maine gives everyone their own personal taste of our great state. And a portion of every box we sell goes directly to local nonprofits. Have you visited the gift shop yet? Filled to the brim with everything you find in our boxes, you can pick what you need or even create your own box. Stop by for perfect Maine gifts today at Box of Maine.
Napa knows how to stay warm. And with 29 locations in Maine, Coastal Auto Parts has just what you need to prepare for any outdoor activity. Lightweight, durable, and designed for comfort, Milwaukee's heat-on-demand jackets and hoodies are the perfect cold weather gear. No matter the job, no matter the weather, you'll be ready for anything. And while you're here, sign up for Napa Rewards. You'll save more each time you shop. Coastal Auto Parts is owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Do you have leaky pipes? Are you planning a plumbing job? Is your heating system working right? Are you designing a plumbing project? Then contact Harley's Plumbing and Heating Plus.
If your toilet will not flush, Harley will be there in a rush. Furnace bit the dust today. Harley crew is on the way. Harley Plumbing, Harley Heating. 990-2200.
Call now.
Harley!
Call or visit online.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back. Well, one small Maine town is one of many dealing with a big problem as affordable housing becomes harder and harder to find. Our AJ Douglas spoke to a local leader there who's trying to address the problem.
Stonington residents are complaining about the constant struggle to find affordable housing in town.
Some houses that may have been like $200,000, a few years ago, are now $400,000, well beyond what anyone around here can afford.
Town officials are looking into the lack of housing and high costs. Stonington's town manager, Kathleen Billings, says the town is considering an option to track the number of Airbnb rentals, as several residents fear this could be a big factor in the lack of housing options available to locals.
With the greater numbers of them, some people are buying a lot of property.
Virtual consultant Camoin Associates conducted a housing study for the town of Stonington, finding that more housing options are in fact needed. But
this is a complex problem that took a long time to develop, so there's no one simple answer.
Town officials are open to purchasing abandoned properties to expand housing options. Billings says the town plans to have residents vote on potentially developing a housing revenue fund to use surplus funds to establish housing initiatives. In Stonington, AJ Douglas for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
A former Maine police officer is finding a new calling as an author. Lisa Beecher and her husband spent decades serving in law enforcement in southern Maine. Beecher's book, called Living with Mr. Fahrenheit, is a memoir that follows her husband's battle with mental illness and the stigma that often exists for those seeking help. Our Jody Hersey sat down with her earlier today.
Law enforcement officers are called to the unimaginable. Car crashes, fatalities, abusive situations, and so many more horrific scenes when they respond to an emergency. Lisa Beecher and her husband served the Portland community for years as police officers.
I detail a couple of those calls in the book, the ones where I noticed an increase in his bad dreams at night. But it was 17 years of shift after shift of traumatic scenes, which every Portland police officer goes through.
Beecher says her husband suffered a psychotic break.
He spent 2 weeks at a psychiatric hospital, came out with diagnoses and therapies, and prescriptions for medications, and he stabilized and went back to work for 3 years.
Beecher documents in her new book, Mr. Fahrenheit, what it's like to have a mental illness and the fear and stigma that exists for those who are brave enough to admit they need help.
We are those warriors, those devastation experts, the people that run in when everyone else is running out. How do we reconcile that with our own humanness?
Beecher admits there are police departments taking steps to help strengthen officers and first responders' mental health. However, she says more needs to be done.
There are chiefs doing a lot of work on this now, but we need more. We need more than EAP programs and peer support programs. We need education about what happens to the brain when it's exposed to repeated trauma.
Living with Mr. Fahrenheit is now available at lisabeecher.com and area bookstores. In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
Definitely an interesting topic, and really, you know, it's great that they're open enough to go into detail and open up and get personal about those issues that aren't always talked about.
Well, most of the law enforcement officers that I've spoken to say, you know, you have to remove the stigma and make it okay to have conversations about the people who go into those scenes and how it affects them, because at the end of the day, they're human beings too.
Absolutely.
Right.
All right. Well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, how citizens are showing appreciation for your local officials on National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
And in sports, after 3 years without it, Maine Maritime Academy will have a football program again this fall. That story right after the break.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here with the new Living Lucky with Luke Combs Scratch Off. It's your exclusive opportunity to win the Living Lucky with Luke Combs prize package. You'll join me in Nashville for a private concert at the Ryman Auditorium in 2024. Where one lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000. When it rains, it pours for lottery players who enter to win the chance of a lifetime.
Play Maine Lottery's Living Lucky with Luke Combs Scratch Ticket and enter for a chance to win.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Here's this week's featured deal.
Huang Li Chinese restaurant in Pittsfield has a wide selection of tasty dishes, including poo-poo for two with rice, General Tao chicken, sesame chicken, beef teriyaki, and more. They are just minutes from Interstate 95 Pittsfield exit.
On sale Thursday at 9 a.m. A limited supply available half-off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
Brooks Tire and Auto Sales in Dexter offers quality used vehicles covered under a 30-day, 1,000-mile, 100% guarantee. We're proud of the quality of the used vehicles we sell and dedicated to serving our customers. We have a full-service auto repair shop and nobody can beat our prices on tires. Call us for a quote. Buy 4 tires from us and get a free rotation. Be sure to visit our virtual showroom of inventory available on our website. Whether it's your first purchase with us or one of many, you can count on us to make it the best buying experience possible. Brooks Tire and Auto Sales, Route 7, Dexter. Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Securitas Security Services. Securitas Security Services is hiring in coastal and central Maine. If interested, please call 207-990-1777.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Happy Monday. Let's start with some big news. In August of 2020, it was announced that Maine Maritime Academy would be suspending football indefinitely due to funding issues created by the pandemic. And as of today, that indefinite suspension is now over. The Academy announced on Monday morning that they will be reinstating football starting this fall and in 2024 as a sub-varsity program and then joining the Commonwealth Coast Conference in 2025. They began fundraising in September and just 97 days later reached their goal of $562,000, about half of that coming from the Harold Alfond Foundation. Speaking with Mariners Athletic Director Steve Peed this afternoon, he says the process all started with a text from the university's new president last spring.
There were times where I wasn't sure there was going to be a process to bring it back. And, we were looking at a lot of things. We've had a lot of difficult conversations internally. But really the impetus for this was a text message from President Paul, who came on board in April. On a Friday afternoon, he said, what would it look like to bring football back? What would that timeline be? What would it cost? How soon can we do it? I know it was a Friday at the end of the school year, but I couldn't wait to sit down and start putting that timeline and plan together.
Pete says that the next step in the process is hiring a coach and a full-time staff to put a roster together. They'll aim to play 4 to 6 games this fall against local teams and a few more than that next year. But all in all, he says football is part of MMA's DNA, and he can't wait for that atmosphere to be back in Castine this fall.
Just thinking about that tradition and getting to bring that back, you can't beat college football on a Saturday. I mean, there's just something about you, especially small college football. You walk out, you smell the grills going, and there's that fall bite in the air. I can't wait to have that feeling again.
All right, looking forward to see what they can do this fall. Looking forward to get on the sideline down in Castine. Beautiful area down there. Let's go to the hardwood now. It has been an unreal season so far for Maine sophomore Adriana Smith, and after a record-setting week, she has been named America East's Player of the Week. In 2 games, she averaged 32 points, 10 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. On Wednesday in Maine's America East home opener, she dropped a career-high 30 points with 10 boards and 5 assists, becoming the first conference player in over a decade to put up 30, 10, and 5 in one game, and then came back out on Saturday and broke that career high with a 34-point outing, leading Maine to a 3-0 conference record. Now, Smith didn't play too much as a freshman because Maeve Carroll was at the team's 5, but she says she was able to learn a lot as Carroll's understudy.
I learned a lot from her coming in here and as a freshman, and she was the starting 5 doing great things. I learned a lot what works in offense from her. So yeah, there's a lot of Maeve's game in mind. So
Smith has been on fire this year. Looking forward to see what she can do next time out. Let's hit the slopes now. Nordic skiers were in action this weekend in Waterville for the Quarry Road Scrambler high school race for one of the first major events of the season. Orono's Ruth White dominated the cross-country ski course just as she did the cross-country running in the fall, winning the event, but it's been a slow start to the year. Many of the mountains and trails close by could really use a fresh coating of snow. For now, skiers are really working hard in the gym, getting ready for that return to the slopes. Nordic ski coordinator Mike Daly says the kids have been resilient, and we asked if maybe going through the pandemic helped in that situation.
Yeah, I think in a weird way that resilience that everybody's forced to develop, and certainly for the high school kids and the middle school kids, it's kind of now a new skill set they have to just roll with it, kind of that dogged determination to we'll be okay. We'll be okay with no snow. We'll be okay when snow comes. It's really inspiring.
All right, let's hope they can get back out there soon. That's all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast.
Tyler, thank you. Your full weather is brought to you by Varney Chevrolet. Come see what the Varney value is all about. Okay, so for us, temperature-wise today, just below freezing here in Bangor, 26 Millinocket, 34 for Bar Harbor, though. So again, the average high being 26 or so. Most of us were above that today and tomorrow as well. All right, going down the stretch, though, you can see temperatures, that little blue color we have here, that's temperatures right near average or slightly above average. We're going to taste the cooler temperatures tonight, followed by the return of even some warmer temperatures getting in here on Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday. We could have high temperatures back in the 40s or so Thursday into Friday. For right now, though, the winds out of the north, northwest around 5 miles per hour, not really a big deal. This could actually go calm for a couple hours tonight, giving us some dense fog chances out there. Not for everybody, though. Visibility looking pretty good so far. All right, so there is a small craft advisory out there, though, through tomorrow late in the day. The wave heights out here are approaching 4 to 6 feet. Pretty much into tomorrow afternoon. Visibility now is looking good. 10 miles or greater across our area, but off to the west of us, there is some light snow over here that on radar will look like it's moving our direction, but it's not going to make it this far. It's going to fall apart before it gets here later on tonight. So there it is now, right? So there's that snow over by Quebec, and that's going to stay there. But again, there could be a couple flurries over here tonight, but the rest of us, it'll fall apart before it makes it all the way down to Bangor or down east areas. And then our attention turns toward the west. There's a very active pattern right now. So system 1 over here, system 2 across the Great Lakes, another one over here, making national news here in California as they got several inches of rain and feet upon feet of snow. That's part of the energy coming our way for Thursday into Friday as our next winter storm gets in here. That'll start off as a little bit of light snow on Thursday and end as some rain showers on Friday as temperatures get warmer. Let's walk you through it tonight. No worries at all. There could be a couple flurries out there, not a big deal. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies. For tomorrow, same story. Looking at decreasing clouds tomorrow morning. There could actually be a couple hours of sunshine tomorrow once again. And then looking at a nice night tomorrow night, kind of cool tomorrow evening with low temperatures back in the teens. And then a very nice day for us on Wednesday into Thursday morning before the clouds return on Thursday and bring us that chance for some a little bit of light snow showers on Thursday afternoon. So if this stays all rain for us again, we're talking about a widespread soaking rainfall, an inch or greater between Thursday morning and say Friday afternoon. It'll be a little bit of snow in there, but not a lot. We're talking maybe 1/10 of an inch of snow again. This is just too warm again with temperatures in the 40s or so late Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. Our forecast then tonight, though, is decreasing clouds with still some clouds out there. Low temperatures down near 22 with a calm wind after midnight. Some dense fog is possible as well. For tomorrow, lots of sunshine back in the forecast tomorrow. High temperatures a bit warmer. Highs near 32 tomorrow with that northwest wind. You might feel it near 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows the story, right? So tomorrow, 32, Wednesday, 28. Thursday, 33, some light snow, changing over to rain as temperatures surge into the 40s on Friday and Saturday. Beth and Peter?
Oh, man. So
rain, a little disappointing.
It seems like every time there's a hope for, a chance of good snow, this is the outcome. But
I feel for the skiers and the snowboarders and the folks on snowmobiles who are just going, come on.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much to do in Maine in the winter time, and we're just not getting it yet. But hopefully that'll be coming.
Maybe they can make some. Maybe the temperatures are low enough where they can at least make it.
Yeah.
All right, well, there is still more to come after the break. Stay with us.
Comfort shoes and more will make winter easier. Next Grip men's and ladies' boots feature cutting-edge technology to make walkways a breeze. Corkers are made with interchangeable soles to conquer the roughest winter conditions. Navitec with the flip it and clip it spikes make you confident no matter what the conditions are. Bruce McDonald's trained podorthist will make sure the fit is perfect for you. See why thousands of people have trusted Comfort Shoes and More for all of their footwear. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order statewide. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
Now what? You say it when things go wrong. At Prudential, we think you should say it when things go right, too. Like when you score your dream job, sell your business, or discover she's smart, really smart. Now what? Here's what. You connect with Prudential's rock-solid team serving over 50 million people with investment, insurance, and retirement know-how. Who's your rock? Visit Prudential.com or speak to an advisor today.
At Husson University, our primary goal is to help our students get ahead through academic programs with hands-on experience, by investing in specialized learning spaces with leading-edge technology, on-campus career fairs, and career guidance for life. Husson is how our students get ahead and launch successful careers, and we're with them every step of the way.
Big trucks rule the road. They're dangerous, and they can cause big, bad injuries. But the big trucking companies don't stand a chance against me. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
This week, the historic battle for House Speaker. How will the government now move forward? More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Well, today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Every January 9th, citizens across the country take time to show their appreciation for law enforcement officers across their communities. The public can show their support in any number of ways, from wearing blue to sending thank you notes or maybe dropping off some coffee to their local police precinct. These men and women in uniform often work long days and sacrifice their own time with their families to protect and serve their communities.
There are people that are more forthcoming now about how much they appreciate it, or just some people go out of their way.
Well, National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day was created back in 2015, and certainly quite a few departments in our area that we see out and about doing that work.
Yeah, we work closely with, and they're out there working hard every day to keep our communities safe.
Absolutely. Alrighty, folks, well, that is going to do it for us. From everyone here at ABC 7, take care and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everyone.